Here comes part four. Tense, heart pounding, and full of twists. Let's see how Roxy and Vega fight their way through the Crimson Viper's deadly trap. Whispers in Neon, part four. The bathroom door creaked open and Roxy's blade gleamed under the flickering fluorescent light. But King's smile was too cold, too confident. Put the knife down, Velvet, he said, his voice smooth as ice. You're in over your head. From behind him, heavy footsteps echoed, the unmistakable boots of Vega's SWAT team flooding the club. A gunshot cracked the tension, and chaos exploded outside the door. King's men hesitated for a split second, long enough for Roxy to shove past him and sprint down the narrow hallway, blood pounding in her ears. Roxy! Vega's voice called from the chaos beyond the club's entrance. She burst into the main room, where bullets ripped through the air. Vega covered her, firing with precise calm, his eyes locked on King's enforcers. Stick close, Vega shouted. We're cutting through the kitchen. They crashed through swinging doors into the dimly lit service area, overturned carts and steaming pots, making the perfect chaotic cover. King's voice echoed behind them, colder than the grave. You think you can take me down? I own this city. Roxy's breath hitched, but she steadied herself, feeling Vega's steady presence beside her. They fought like hell, inching toward a back exit. Outside, the rain had started, slicking the alley in silver. Roxy slipped, almost losing her footing, but Vega grabbed her arm. We're not done, he said, eyes fierce. But we're alive. They ducked into the shadows, hearts pounding, not just from the firefight, but from a charged energy neither dared to speak aloud. As sirens wailed closer and backup arrived, Roxy and Vega shared a brief, charged glance, a silent promise that this was just the beginning. Because in a city where darkness ruled and every secret came with a price, they were going to burn through the night until the whole rotten empire fell. Let's bring the story home with Part Fee, a powerful finale filled with betrayal, revenge, redemption, and the final battle against King. Whispers in Neon, Part Fee, The Fall of Kings. 3 weeks had passed since the Crimson Viper went up in flames. 3 weeks since Roxy and Vega barely escaped with their lives. The city was quieter now, but only on the surface. King had gone underground, his network fractured but not broken. Roxy knew he was planning something big. One last play. Vega's voice was tight over the burner. Confirmed. He's meeting the remaining lieutenants tonight. Private penthouse. Baycrest Tower. If we get him there, it's over. Roxy stood by the hotel mirror, sliding a switchblade into her thigh holster and a flash drive into her bra, the one with proof of King's trafficking routes, bank accounts, and crooked cops, collected from weeks of digging and dangerous whispers. Let's finish this, she whispered. The final sting. Baycrest Tower rose like a black dagger over the city skyline. Security was tight, facial scanners, armed guards, encrypted elevators, but Vega had an inside man. As they stepped off the service lift on the 47th floor, the hallway was dead quiet. Roxy's stilettos echoed like gunshots. Vega, behind her, checked his weapon. They burst into the penthouse. King stood at the far end of a marble-floored room, flanked by two armed lieutenants. He didn't flinch. I knew you'd come, he said. You never could walk away, could you, Velvet? Roxy smirked. Neither could you. Always had to control everything, even the girls you broke. King's lip curled. They were business. You were the mistake. The words triggered something in Roxy. Her past, the years she'd clawed her way through alleyways, addiction, betrayal, all of it roared up. She fired first. Gunfire exploded across the penthouse. Vega dropped one lieutenant with a clean shot. Roxy ducked behind a couch, rolled, and slashed the leg of the second enforcer as he aimed at Vega. In the confusion, King fled down the hallway toward the helipad. No, Roxy shouted and sprinted after him. The rooftop was soaked in rain, the wind shrieking through the skyscrapers. King stood at the edge, pistol in one hand, phone in the other. You kill me, and this city goes to war. My people will burn every street you ever walked. Roxy didn't lower her blade. Let them try. I'll still be here, and they'll all know what you did. She tossed him the flash drive. Everything's on there. You're done. King's eyes flicked to it, just for a second, long enough for Vega to step out of the shadows and crack him across the back of the skull with his pistol. King dropped like a puppet with its strings cut. 1 month later, news broke across every major channel. Underworld kingpin arrested. Human trafficking ring dismantled. Over 50 officials indicted. Roxy stood on the balcony of her new apartment, a modest one in the hills overlooking the city. No heels tonight, just quiet, wind, and peace. Vega joined her with 2 glasses of bourbon. You ever think about disappearing? He asked. She shrugged. I did, but now I think I want to stay. Help rebuild. Help protect the girls still out there. You'd make one hell of a detective, he said. Roxy smirked. And you'd make a terrible hooker. They laughed, genuine, unguarded. For the first time in years, Roxy felt something dangerous. Hope. The city still whispered in neon. But now, she whispered back.